deciding what to make for dinner tonight, I have got a crowd-pleasing 30-minute recipe for you. And don't just take my word for it. It has over 100 5-star reviews. We're talking about this one-pot creamy tomato spinach gnocchi. Hi, I'm Becca from Fork in the Kitchen, and I am here to help you make meatless meals that everyone will love. Let's get started. You'll want to use the largest skillet that you have. Since it's all coming together in one pot, you want to make sure that everything will fit. I recommend using a high-sided 12-inch skillet. If you don't have one, use your largest stock pot or Dutch oven. To it, heat up the olive oil to start. You'll need about 3 tablespoons. Once it's hot, we're gonna add our sliced leek and diced yellow onion. Give it a good stir. And be sure to add a pinch of salt. We're gonna layer in salt throughout the cooking process. It really helps to bring out the flavor of each step. If you haven't cooked with leeks before, there are 2 things to note. It's really important to wash them well because they grow in the sand and it gets stuck between their layers. And the second part is that we're using the white and light green part for cooking. You can reserve the top, save it for vegetable stock, or throw it in the compost. For more tips on how to wash leeks, I will link a video here. Okay, now it's time to add some garlic. I'm using my favorite garlic press, and we're just going to squeeze it right on in. Using the garlic press or mincing garlic really helps incorporate it into the sauce for this recipe. If you prefer, sliced garlic would also be really nice. Okay, so let the garlic cook for just a couple minutes until it gets really nice and fragrant. Add whole cherry or grape tomatoes to the pan. As they cook, they'll soften and blister, and then we'll take the back of our spatula or a spoon and press them down to release their juices. This is one of my favorite ways to make a really easy and delicious pasta sauce. Now we're gonna deglaze the pan, which is a fancy way of saying add a little liquid to the hot pan. It will simmer and then you can scrape off any brown bits. Today we're using vegetable stock, but if you have white wine, it really adds a lovely depth of flavor and I highly recommend using it. Let it simmer for a minute and then we're gonna add our butter and melt that in. Now we're gonna add our gnocchi. So pour it in, stir it to make sure it's all incorporated, and then spread it out in an even layer. This will help it cook evenly. And we're gonna cover our pan with a lid. If you don't have a lid, just grab a piece of foil and cover it the best that you can. You can find gnocchi in the dried pasta section of your grocery store. Otherwise, you can also find it in the refrigerated section with the fresh pasta. Whichever variety you choose, just take note of the cooking time on the package directions. We're gonna wanna cook it about 2 minutes longer than what that says. Since it's not actually boiling in water, we wanna make sure that they cook all the way through in our sauce. For the most part, you just wanna let it cook, but we will stir it about 1 to 2 times. Okay, now at the very end, we're gonna add in our Parmesan cheese, some half and half, and wilt in our spinach. Now the sauce is a little on the thicker side. If you want it thinner, all you gotta do is add a little vegetable stock. What's left to do is serve it up. Oh my goodness. Those pillowy, tender gnocchi, they're so good. And this creamy sauce, oh my gosh. It is so luxurious, you guys. You have to try this. Like, there's veggies throughout, but you don't even realize that you're eating veggies because it's just, they blend right into that creamy sauce. Oh, I am off to finish this bowl. Join me here next week for another meatless meal that everyone will love. And until then, happy eating. I look like a deer in headlights. Are you still deciding what to make to dinner? Let's get started. That was weird.